I actually have an audition today. I was not planning on doing this. But then all of this stuff happened. I'm like, how can I not talk about it? So I'm only gonna be able to talk to you guys for like an hour, and then I gotta get out of here. Y'all see my hair? I'm setting my hair. But yeah, I can only like talk to you guys for like an hour because I gotta like get out of here. But baby, Bachelor Nation is heating up, girl. Oh, come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. 'Cause Jesus is my doctor. You better come on in the room. Let's go. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Get in here. Get in here. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. We got a lot to talk about. Oh, Chris Harrison. He just woke up that day. I'm telling you guys. Oh gosh, I can't see your comments. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Hopefully it'll work and I can like see your comments again. Because I don't know what's going on. Darn it. I think I may have to join my live on another one because for some reason I can't see your comments. Darn it. I don't know what's going on. Thank you guys. I can see somebody that said I look amazing. Thanks. You know what, guys? I think I may have to log out and log back in because something is going on with YouTube. I don't want to end. Hold on. Darn it, YouTube, really? Really? When I don't have time and this is such an important topic, this is what y'all do to me? I cannot see the comments. Crap. YouTube never plays right when it needs to. Never. Okay, so I was able to work something out. Good. Okay, so I was able to work something out where I opened up another screen and I'm able to see y'all comments. So that's how it's going to have to be because for some reason, YouTube is not showing me your comments. So like that is what we're going to have to do today because we ain't got time. Listen. So if you are not familiar with what we're about to talk about, please go to my Instagram. It is NikkiNicoleStar. It looks just like this. Click on this video.
What are your thoughts about Rachel Kirkconnell?
That's the video, the interview with Rachel and Chris Harrison, where they are talking about Rachel Kirkconnell, also known as Sundown Town Rachel. So they are, Rachel is interviewing, Black Rachel is interviewing Chris about the drama and the, stuff that the racist stuff that's coming out about Sundown Town Rachel, and Chris Harrison just woke up and chose violence. I don't know if he was drinking before this interview. I don't know if he, had hit a couple bumps of coke. I don't know what was going on in his mind when he did this interview, but he either lost it, he was either high out of it, so he couldn't control it, or the white man jumped out. The white man jumped out because you guys were telling me about this and I didn't think that it was like such a big deal, right? Because I didn't see the interview and I'm like, oh, what? Chris Harrison probably said something. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't think it was this. I thought that he was, playing neutral, right? Because the show is still happening and it seems like Sundown Town Rachel has now won the Bachelor, right? So I thought, from what I was thinking, I thought that homeboy was just like being very neutral and being very vague. I watched this interview and I was just like, oh no. Watching the interview, I was like, oh, Chris, Oh, Chris, no, don't say that. Oh, no, no, no. It was so hard to watch. It was really, really bad. It was really, really bad. And the fact that he doesn't know that, right? When he was doing it, the fact that he didn't have the wherewithal to know not to say this or not to agree with this or not to promote this or not to cover this. I got to be honest, lets me know that this is how he thinks and this is who he is. I feel like in this interview, the real Chris Harrison showed up. We didn't see the host. We didn't see, the guy who seems to be the father of this, franchise. We saw who he is when the cameras are not on. We saw who he is when he's talking to his friends. We saw who he is when we, the fans, are not watching him on TV. I honestly think that this is who he is because he just really let his guard down. He even got with Rachel a couple times. He was getting with Black Rachel, a Black woman, about racism. Like he was like, oh, no, it's not that. Rachel, really? This is the thing that took me out. Well, was it not acceptable in 2018? I mean, it's not acceptable now because of the woke police. What the hell is that? He was giving so many right-wing signals, like far right, like Proud Boy, what did they call themselves? The Boogaloo 3%, whatever. He was just giving them signals. It was just, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. As a Black person, right? We know racism, okay? We know racism better than we know ourselves because we have to know it because that is how we have to survive, right? We have to know when it's happening, who is doing it. We have to know our surroundings because it's a life or death situation for us, right? Just because of the color of our skin. So you don't have to say much. You don't have to do much. We can feel it. We can sense it. We can smell it. We can hear it. We see a racist coming a billion miles away because we had to study that for centuries so that we can survive to get it. It's in our DNA. Like we have racism detectors in our DNA. So you might just say a word, then you might say apples, right? But it's the way you say apples that lets us know exactly who you are. And my God, today, Chris Harrison said, mask off. Now, I ain't calling this dude a racist, right? But I will say that he was agreeing with some racist stuff. He was agreeing with some racist stuff when he defended that plantation reenactment party. The fact that people do that, the fact that that was still being done in 2018. Rachel told him, Rachel was just like, so what happens if I would have showed up to that party? He never answered that. He never answered what would have happened to Rachel, Black Rachel, if she showed up to the plantation reenactment party that Sundown Town Rachel was at. He never answered that because he knew. He knew that answer and he knew he couldn't say it on TV. Rachel knew that answer. That's why she asked him the question. Listen, I'm going to say this. The girl did a bang up job. Oh, she did a bang up job. She did a bang up job. She let that man hang him. Oh, I need to use different wording. She let that man kill his career. She really, really did. And I'll be honest with you, Rachel was trying to help him at some point. She was just like, oh yeah, I know you're not like that. Like giving you the signal, back it up, bro. Back it up. I honestly felt like Chris Harrison was talking about himself. I don't feel like he was talking about Rachel, right? I think he identified a lot of stuff with Rachel, but a lot of the things that he was saying was mad personal. He was just like, oh, I did stuff back in the 70s, or I played games back in the 70s that I couldn't play today. I wasn't so woke then. He kept on using woke like it was derogatory. You see, that's that dog whistle. That's some signals. Just the way he was speaking. I said, oh, this is who you really are, bro. This is who you really are. This is how you talk in your home. This is how you talk amongst your friends. We all know who you voted for. You didn't even have to tell us who you voted for, right? But the way you kept on talking, I was just like, you are telling too much of your own business. You are telling too much of your own tea. This is really bad for him. I got to be honest with you. This is really bad. Y'all know I always am thinking of ways to like repair these people's image. I don't know. I honestly think he may have to disappear. JoJo. JoJo, get ready, sis. Clear your calendar. Clear your calendar. You might be back. You might be back, girlfriend, because I don't know. I really don't, guys. I was racking my brain all last night. I was just like, how is he gonna get out of this? Like, how is he going? Because he just talked and talked and talked. You know what? Was Billy Bush in the studio? Because if I was Billy Bush, I would have cut the plug. I would have been like, dude, I had to save you. I had to save you. You was killing yourself. How can you end your career in 14 minutes? In a 14-minute interview, Chris, I don't know how you coming back from that. When you defended that plantation reenactment party, what in the Paula Dean was oh, darn it, I can start to see your comments again. Then YouTube messed up the screen. Damn it. What in the Paula Dean was going on? What in the Paula Dean was going on? Man, what time is it? Let me start taking out my hair. I was just really, guys, I was shocked. I was really shocked. I did not think it was so bad. I really thought that maybe, people were like doing the most, over exaggerating. And then I watched it and I was just like, guys, when he got aggressive with Rachel. He really, really did, especially when she was just like, she should say something about this because this is a really big deal. Chris, is it Rachel? Is it a really big deal? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, who her parents voted for, where her parents spend their money. I'm not going to say it's not something that should be looked at, right? But if it ain't her, if she's not agreeing with it, you got to give the girl some grace because a lot of our parents do stuff that we don't agree with, so I don't want to blame her for the mistakes of her parents. What I will say is, I don't think that anybody in this nation, especially, is not aware of the fact that Native Americans find it extremely disrespectful, racist, distasteful, and ignorant when you dress up as a Native American just for fun, for Halloween, whatever it is. We've said this. They've said it billions and millions and millions of times. So that was a conscious decision that she made, right? Ain't nowhere in this world, in this world, I didn't just say America, in this world, where you don't know that is not a good look to dress up like the old South, to dress up like some plantation mistress and throw a party. You know that. Everybody at that school knew that. Y'all didn't care. Now say that. You did it, but you did not care about the people you offended, right? This whole thing started because one of Rachel's school friends, high school friends, said, remember when you bullied me for liking black guys? Now she's watching this girl on here about to win a black man, child. The optics of this show. Y'all spent so much time chastising black women when you should have been chastising the daughters of the Confederate on your damn show. Y'all chastising us, telling us that we can't expect Matt to take one of us home. Well, we damn sure didn't think he was taking a daughter of the Confederate home. I mean, Mike. Oh, Bachelor, this is really bad. Y'all don't have no damn sense in 2021. I don't understand. The white man jumped out. Chris Harrison said no. Hold on. Oh, Rochelle. I hope it's Rochelle or Rochelle. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you. Chris Harrison just chose violence, y'all. He woke up and said, not today. Not today. White men are no longer backing down. This is the thing. He wanted me to take a break. It just is what it is. I think we need to forget about him for a minute. Forget about what he has done. I don't think we ever will, right? But unfortunately, so much stuff happens in this year. Like we're still shell shocked from 2020. So much stuff happens every day. Unfortunately, this will be forgotten about. But I think if he continues to be in our face, this thing will grow and grow and grow. Because what's going to start happening now, Chris, the people who you was beefing with, right? The people who you done did some stuff to, who did not have the power to take you down or come after you, are now going to start releasing some stuff. Oh God, please. Do you have blackface photos? Listen, if you got blackface photos, if you got racist text out there, whatever it is, you know what it is and you know what you did. If you got something like that, start paying these people. Cease and desist, NDA, get your lawyers on it, pay these people whatever they want, because you won't be able to come back from that for a very long time. A very long time. If I was you, I'd take a break. Because you done cussed out Bachelor Nation. Like, also in this interview, he was just like, we can't do what the fans want us to do. The fans make this freaking show. The fans watch the show. The fans pay your bills. The fans is paying for your son's college. Yes, you do. You don't have to do what we want y'all to do, but you got to listen. And then to label people who are offended by the actions of this woman that is winning at the end, to try to label them as this woke army attacking this little innocent girl because we don't have nothing to do. How ignorant. Because the thing about it is, I'm gonna be real with you. You said woke because you know you couldn't say black. You know you couldn't say black. And you know if you said liberal, it would have been another little signal, and we would have caught that. So you threw woke army and attacking, making black women the aggressor, because we got an issue. Specifically, this black woman that's interviewing you has an issue with the fact that you won't say that this girl being at this plantation party in 2018, can we just talk about how he was saying 2018 like it was 1910? Yeah, well, that was 2018. It's not gonna be the right thing to do in 2021, but that was 2018. 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. Racism wasn't bad then? Or what you're trying to say is not as many people cared about racism then. Not as many people cared about Black lives then. That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it was okay to do that to them then because not everybody cared. Now that more people care, now it's okay to not do that to them. Boy, you got some problems. Why did you out yourself like this? Let me tell you something. One thing my mother always says, let a demon talk. They'll talk their way out of a blessing. And she is right. She is right. That demon was talking. Rachel didn't even have to say nothing. He just kept on speaking, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And then he got aggressive with her because she had an issue with that party. That was the thing that Rachel wasn't backing off of. And I'm glad that she did not do that, right? I'm glad that she stayed right there, because that's a huge issue that this white woman who was on this show kissing on, maybe sleeping with, taking this black man home. You know how unnerving that could be for people like watching this show, knowing all of these things about her, know that you do freaking plantation reenactments and you're taking this man home to where you're from, where that is acceptable and cool and something that you do. That's extremely frightening. It's extremely frightening. Even if Matt is unaware, child. Baby, the black side got to kick in at some point, boy, and you got to get some sense. You have to get some sense. Because he's defending her too. Remember when I told y'all, the Bachelor don't ever need to have black people on the show again. No more black leads. Y'all know what the hell y'all doing. Y'all don't know what the hell y'all doing. And somebody sent me some tea, but I won't say who it is because, I don't want to mess up his coins because they fire us. They fire us first. But there's a producer speaking out, and he is not okay. He is not okay with that interview and what was said. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know, because Mike is saying stuff now. He just on his Instagram stories, Mike from The Bachelor, for The Bachelorette, and Bachelor in Paradise, which I hope he's going to be at this season. He was speaking out about it, and he was not happy. He was just like, I have a meeting, so I can't really get into it, but that is not okay. And he said he's really disappointed in Chris. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? But you know what? I honestly, I thank him, right? Because now I know who you are. Mask off, bro. Mask off. The apology. Let's get into this apology. Let's get into this apology, because he even said in the interview, some people are going to take what I said, the wrong way, depending on how you edit this. So he was already preparing for there to be backlash, because he knew what he said was wrong. He knew that what he said was wrong. So he was already preparing a little get out of jail free card with the depending on how you edit this. So I'm glad that Extra just let that interview play out. There was no chopping of nothing. The only thing they did was change camera angles to just throw Rachel in there when she was asking the questions. But they let that man talk, and talk away he did, because Extra don't never do no 14-minute interviews. Since when? They know we got an attention span like this. When did y'all start doing 14-minute interviews? Extra interviews be like 3 minutes. They know we want to get in and get out. Give us the tea about your movie and let us go. Give us the tea about your divorce and let us go. They let him talk for 14 minutes. 14 minutes too long. How can 14 minutes just ended, or could possibly end a 20+ career? Ooh. What racism? I'm telling you, that white supremacy is a powerful drug. There are so many white people in cush positions who just get on the internet and say, you know what? Let me risk it all. All over white supremacy. All because you feel like you're losing some power. Because people who are oppressed and mistreated and enslaved and slaughtered are now getting their due. And you feel oppressed by that, because a lot of, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of white people who are racist have issues with people of color or people from marginalized communities, period, getting in spaces that they are already in. A lot of them who think that way feel that way because they know without this step stool of white supremacy, they ain't nothing. They can't compete, right? They can't compete with you on an even playing field. They know that they ain't S without white supremacy, right? They know that they can't do this job better than a person of color. They know that they're only here because of the color of their skin. That's why I always say when they white people do, when some white people do racist things and they say, oh my goodness, I had no idea. You knew exactly what you were doing. You were gaslighting. You don't want to lose this power, because you cannot compete with me if we have the same tools and if we start at the same place. You know you can't. So you want to fight for this. Now, I'm not saying, oh, there are a lot of white people who are just like, I'm going to get this regardless, right? There are a lot of white people on the right side of history. I'm not blanketing all white people, but I'm saying people like Chris Harrison who are fighting for this power and for people to remain oppressed, know that they can't do this without white supremacy. Chris Harrison, know that a JoJo or a Mike, anybody in Bachelor Nation can do that job better than him. He knows that. He knows that. And he's going to make sure that nobody has the chance. He's going to make sure that he got to keep the competition low. That's what was speaking, right? He wants you to get over that. He wants you to be, oh, that wasn't a big deal. Oh, that's not. No, we're not going to destroy her career, because her life because of it. We're not going to attack this girl because he was speaking about himself. Something's going to start coming out about that dude. Listen, people who don't like him or have had some issues with him, or he's done some things to you and you felt like he was too powerful to take down, baby, this is your moment. This is your moment. He was talking about himself, guys. That's why he was so defensive. Because at first, coming into the interview, I was just like, oh, I think that he is just trying to defend the show because Rachel is chosen at the end. Like, if y'all didn't think that she was chosen before, damn sure no, she's chosen now. She has to be, the way this man was fighting for this girl. I was just like, oh, he's just defending the show, right? He's just going to, just make sure the show is protected and be really neutral. He came in and was making it about himself and about his community. So not only is he like that, the people that he keeps in company with is like that. Minding your business is free. Shutting up is a lifesaver. You didn't have to say anything. If Rachel didn't say anything, if Sundown Town Rachel ain't say nothing, why are you saying anything? I would have been like, you know what, Rachel? I really want to hear what she has to say too. I have no idea. I saw those things and, it wasn't a good look for her. I'll admit to that, but I don't know what else to say. Let's talk about the hometowns that are coming up. You need to switch focus or something. You just went full speed ahead into this subject and just died on this hill. I knew there was no coming back from him when he was just like, okay, it wasn't okay. It was okay then. It's not okay now. 3 years later, racism is bad. Racism was okay 3 years ago, Chris. Oh, it was just a kid at a party. I love how when a white person does something that is heinous, evil, just inhuman, they're children, no matter what age, they're kids. 42-year-old father kills, his entire family. Oh, he's just a kid. Give him a break. She's a kid. She wasn't a kid at that plantation party. She was a grown woman. That grown woman was drinking, banging, voting. That was a grown woman. Younger, yes, but that was a whole woman at that plantation party smiling. Where are the Negroes? I want to drink. And you defended that. Let me get into this man's apology. Oh, let me get into his apology first, and then I'll give you some other tea. Chris Harrison says, to my Bachelor Nation family, I will always own a mistake when I make one. You made several in just 14 minutes, child. The oppressed white man jumped out. So I'm here to extend a sincere apology. I have this incredible platform to speak about love, and yesterday I took a stance on topics about which I should have been better informed. While I do not speak for Rachel Kakano or whatever, Sundown Town Rachel, now you don't speak for her. You were speaking for her with Rachel Lindsay. Anyway, my intentions were simply to ask for grace and offering her an opportunity to speak on her own behalf. No, it was not. You defended her. And then you gonna tell Rachel, who are you? Who are you to tell her when she should speak on something? Oh, baby, you were talking about yourself. You got some skeletons. It's about to get juicy. Who is this person in the Hollywood elite that is taking down these wealthy white men? There is somebody behind this, baby, because these wealthy white men are coming down. From Army to Chris, who's next? White men, be on alert. I think they're coming for Chris Pratt next. Girl. Oh, there is a wronged white woman in Hollywood who is not playing games. Baby, the white men are coming to... Is this the end of white men in 2021? Listen, you Proud Boys, stay away from my chat. Get out of here. So I cannot see the comments on here, but I saw somebody say African angels. Angels from Africa. Are the angels from Africa and the angels from Venezuela still doing the work that Paula White sent them to do? Baby, them angels in Africa is going ham in 2021. Oh, girl, what time is it? Child, he said, well, I do not speak for Rachel Kakano, Sundown Town Rachel. My intentions were simply to ask for grace and offering her an opportunity to speak on her own behalf. What I now realize, because your check is in danger. What I now realize is that I have done is called harm by wrongly speaking in a manner that perpetuates racism. You got racism in your apology. Dude, how you coming back from this? ABC is squeaky clean. They don't want to get into no racism mess. Disney? Whoo, child. They said we got enough racism to clean up. We don't want to go with this one. We starting off new. Oh, God. And for that, I am so deeply sorry. I also apologize to my friend Rachel Lindsay. Oh, you mean Miss Who Are You? Who are you? He told this Black woman, who are you to question this white woman at a plantation party? What the hell? Is it crack? You had to, I'm telling you, if I was Chris, let me finish this apology. And then I'm going to tell you, I'm going to finish this apology. I'm going to say what the producer said. And then I'm going to tell you how to get out of this. Listen up. Listen up. What I now realize is that I've done is caused harm by wrongly speaking in a manner that perpetuates racism. And for that, I am so deeply sorry. I also apologize to my friend, Rachel Lindsay, for not listening to her better. Come on a topic she has a firsthand understanding of. She tried to speak to you. She tried to tell you about it. You shut her down and said, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you, B? That's what it was. Because that's what I felt. And that's what Rachel felt. I know she felt that. And humbly thank the members of Bachelor Nation who have reached out to me to hold me accountable. I promise to do better. Oh, the members of Bachelor Nation. You mean the woke army that was attacking Rachel? Listen, that's who you are. That's how you feel. That's where you stand. I, as a Black person, don't accept that apology. I really don't. Because to me, you're just cleaning it up. You're just cleaning up how you really feel. And the thing about it is, I prefer you there because that is who you really are. That 14-minute interview, it may not be the whole, the all of you, right? But how you feel about, let's be real, the movement with Black lives now becoming an importance, right? And oppressed people now getting traction, right? To movements, and, allies are now jumping in and being very vocal and, going up far, going above and beyond, right? Now that that's happening, you feel some sort of way about that. You got an issue with that. You do not like it. And you spoke on it. And that is who you are concerning this situation. That is how you feel. I wish you would have just stood in it. I know you got to say this to protect your job, but now I don't feel comfortable with you being in any space where you have to usher a person of color through this journey of the Bachelor or the Bachelorette. I just got to be real honest with you. Because I saw who he was, who he is. I saw on that topic. I feel like he'll do great with the white people because that's where he stands, right? Not calling him a racist, but when he spoke on this subject, it lets me know exactly where he stands concerning the importance of Black lives. I'm not saying that he hates Black people, he wants Black people to be, slaughtered, but I feel like he reasons our harm and suffering. You know what I'm saying? The person, we got to hear both sides. I feel like that's where he's standing because that's what I heard when he spoke. It hit me in my ancestors, guys. It hit me right in my ancestors. And I was just like, when this goes off, enough said. You don't got to say no more. You don't need to do an apology. I know who you are. In the words of Queen Rose from 90 Day Fiancé, I know who you are. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Keep your apology. I now know how to deal with you in spaces. Now, can that be changed? Absolutely. But he has to want that. And it can't be because of money. Like you can feel people's intentions. It can't be because you want to get back to where you were or you want to repair your image. It has to be because you know that you said and did something wrong. You know that the way that you feel about a certain situation is wrong. You know that there's an issue and it needs fixing. That can definitely be repaired. But I don't know if he's there yet. Who are you? That's who he is. When he told Rachel, who are you? This was really bad, Chris. This was really bad. I got a super chat from somebody. I can't read it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. Pepe, I can read it. Great. I got a super chat from Pepe. Pepe said, Chris is messing up his whole life, protecting and defending a woman that's not in his bed. Take this L and hold it, clown. On a brighter note, it's my B-Day. Happy birthday, Pepe. Happy birthday to ya. Hey, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, my love. Listen, I will say this, Pepe, and thank you for the super chat. I will say this. I don't think that he was protecting and defending Rachel. He was protecting himself. Chris sees himself in Sundown Town, Rachel. That's what he was protecting. Because if you come after people who do those things, then you got to come after a Chris Harrison. So he was putting out that fire before it got too big, and he done blown his own damn self up. Like, you done messed up your situation trying to protect this foolishness. Shutting up is free, but that is who he is. He sees himself in her. He was protecting himself. He was protecting his community, because that's who he is. When he sat on that stage or wherever he was at and told Rachel, who are you? Who are you to ask her to speak on that? To have something to say about that plantation party. Like all the other stuff that was coming out about her, where the girl was just like, remember you made fun of me for liking black guys. That's hearsay, right? Then all of a sudden we got pictures of you in real questionable situations. Listen, the Native American costume was enough for me, because I know it's just blatant disrespect. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. It's awful, but you don't care about those people. That's why it's taking these football teams so long to change their name, because they do not care about Native American people. So it's just like, unless, allies of Native American people or allies of just like the right thing to do start speaking, then stuff will start happening. But because of genocide, this is such a small community. Their voices aren't as loud as they can be if they had allies speaking in as well. So because it hasn't gotten there, some are changing because the allies are getting a lot louder, right? The allies are coming along and supporting, right? But a lot of football teams are not changing their names. Kansas City Chiefs. Learn the history behind that name. My God, today, I don't got time. I don't got time for that. And I don't feel like them football players, them football fans in my comments. But it's just you don't care about those people. It's the same thing here. You do that stuff. You sit at that plantation party and have a great time because you don't care about the other people who it offends. Your sorority doesn't care about the people that offends. Your school doesn't care about the people it offends. I didn't finish it. That's why I didn't talk about it. But there's an article about a young black man who went to that same school that Rachel was at, who was trying at the time to get rid of that plantation reenactment party because it's sick. It's sick, right? I didn't finish it, so that's why I didn't bring it to you guys. But it's been talked about. It's been talked about. Just like on Vanderpump Rules, when a lot of us were saying that Stassi is moving real foul. She's doing some stuff. A lot of us listened to that podcast and were disgusted. But nothing happened until a lot of other people heard the podcast, and then Faith started speaking out, and then there was a lot of talk. But that Bravo and all them knew. They knew about the podcast. They knew about the things that she was saying. They knew about how she was dressing up, saying she's wearing Nazi chic. They knew about all that stuff. But not a lot of people spoke up about it. Same thing was going on now with Josh Whedon. A lot of people were saying that he was, being very abusive on set. Somebody's Ray Fisher, he said something about it, but he's a black man. Don't nobody care. Now Charisma Carpenter said, well, he done told me to abort my baby to stay on this show. Now people are listening. Now something might actually happen. That's how this stuff happens, right? So that's where Chris Harrison was coming from. Nobody cared back then. Nobody that was important to me cared back then. No community that was important to me cared back then. Now everybody want to care about Black lives. That's what he was saying. You could do that in 2018, Rachel, but 2021, because of the woke army, this was awful, Chris Harrison. This was very awful. I don't know how you can come back from that. Let's get into what this producer said. I won't say who it is because, I ain't trying to get them to lose their coins, but he posted on his Instagram story. He's a producer on The Bachelor, and he said, whole lot of BS going on. People are always going to show their true colors. What Maya Angelou say? When they show you who they are for the first time, believe them. Believe them. People are always going to show their true colors and say how they really feel. Make sure you listen closely. And this is from a producer on The Bachelor. So Lord knows what Chris was doing on that set. Lord knows what was being said to people of color on that set. Lord knows what that man was doing, but now we're going to find out. Now we're going to find out. Now we're going to find out. Listen, Chris, if you're listening, come close, little Hitler. This is what you need to do. You got to disappear for a minute, bro. You got to disappear. You got to start sending your money to like, listen, I know the community you keep won't be excited about this donation, but you got to donate like $1 million or something to Black Lives Matter. You want to do that. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to get somebody like a Yana Van Zandt, maybe, a civil rights leader who is hard up on some cash and needs some coin. Maybe have a sit down with them and have them talk to you about why this was not the right thing to do. There's always a Black prominent person, waiting to rebrand a white person. You know what I mean? Helping them get back to where they were. They're for the right amount of money, they will do it. Sad to say, but they will do it. They're always ready. Have a sit down, have the conversation, talk about what you did, and apologize the whole time. Don't make one excuse. Don't make one excuse. You have to be humble. Disappear. Disappear. Go off on a Mecca somewhere. You go in the mountains. You know what I mean? Go to a liberal church. Don't you go to one of them evangelical churches and say, I'm praying with my pastor. And then we find out that your pastor is donating millions to one of them gay electrocution camps that they send the evangelicals send their gay white children to. No. A liberal, go Black. Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta get this money. Your kid is in college. You ain't got it. You ain't got enough money to sit out for years and years and years and years and years. So you gotta do what you gotta do. You have to rebrand yourself, but you gotta mean it. Because there will always be somebody watching. And just as soon as you try to get back in, they'll be like, oh no, he's doing this. This is fake. He didn't really mean this. You gotta mean it. So take a minute. I know you got one of them Black friends. There's always a Black friend ready to tell you what you did wrong and then go on Instagram and say, that's not who they are, guys. It's not who they are. They never called me the N-word with the hard R. They're always available. That's what you need to do. But you're going to sit this one out. We're going to let JoJo take over. What?
Super chat from Temperance T.
Oh, I got a super chat. I can't see it. Darn it. Hold on. Super chat. I got it. Thank you, Temperance T, for the super chat. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know I can't see my chat. I'm about to finish, and then I'm going to hop on over to my other YouTube that I have open and read your chats, and then we can go from there. There might be a bit of a delay, but just work with me because YouTube is not trying to let me be great. But after, you do your little press where you're sorry and you're crying, just take a minute. If I was you, I would executive produce a show with a whole Black family. I'm available. Do something like that. Put your money where your mouth should have been. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you need to do. I think there will be enough people in Bachelor Nation who will forgive you, but it's going to take some time. That video was real awful. And to be honest, it was you. It's who you are. That's how you felt about the situation. And unfortunately, you shouldn't have showed us who you really are. Because who you really are is not good for business. It's not good for business. It's not good for ABC. It's not good for Disney. You also have to realize, even in that interview with Rachel, you were at work. Why do y'all get so sloppy at work? I ain't never messed up a check. I ain't never messed up a check a day in my life. How are y'all so sloppy at work? You were still at work and you told this Black woman, who are you? What? Go to rehab. Go to rehab. You had to be high in that interview. You had to be high. What were you thinking? It just got worse. Every minute of that interview just got worse. Even Rachel was stuttering because she was like shocked. She was like, well, I know inside she was just like, oh, he's ending himself and I can't save him. Like, even as a friend, she could not jump in and save this dude because she was trying to. And he kept on, just destroying everything. He was blocking every shot. Like every time Rachel was like trying to throw him a lifesaver, he just threw it, knocked it out the way. I was just like, I'm just going to drown Rachel. It was bad. It was really, really bad. I honestly didn't think it would be that big of a deal until I watched the interview. And I'm not even joking. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And he was talking like he's still going to be hosting the show. This is really big. This is really big. Unfortunately, you about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. You done ignited the woke army. You done came after them in that whole interview. You think they're not going to say nothing? Poocha. Oh, God. Poor Disney. I know the execs. I know they're just like, we can never have a day off. What is wrong with our talent? Y'all don't never let that company breathe. They can't just have a day. There's always some kind of Disney talent going berserk on the internet. Lord. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. What y'all got to say about this mess? Again, I'm coming over to here. I'm looking at myself right now. There may be a delay, but I'm going to do my best to answer everything. Let's go. The comments move differently over here. Bella Fleur is replying to Nelly, said he is not going to mess up his check twice. Nope. I hope no. I hope no. I hope not. Cookie T said he act like 2018 was 1820. Exactly. He was like, yeah, it's not okay today, but in 2018, Chris Harrison, what in the hell were you doing in 2018? I need to know. What were you doing in 2018? What kind of parties were you going to in 2018? You set yourself up so badly. Marcy B said, I don't think Chris Harrison is losing his job. I don't think he'll lose it. I think he might go on suspension. I do. I think he might have to take a little break if this doesn't die down. If this doesn't die down, he may have to take a little break, but I don't think I think they're going to keep him under contract. But I don't know if they're going to have him out there too much, because with this controversy, the more we see him, the more people talk about it, it's not going to go away. So it's best to disappear for a minute so it can go away. But if you continue to be out there, and then if you are going to lead, if they haven't already filmed The Woman Tell All, I think they have. But if you're going to continue to be out there and having these conversations, what you said needs to be addressed, not in an apology on Instagram. Like, you need to really acknowledge that. So I don't know. Tahara said, Nikki, how do you feel about Rachel being the host instead? I would love that for her. I really, really would. I would love that for Rachel. She did a great job with Chris, so why would she do a great job with the show? MC said they must hate Reddit with all they got, because like every scandal always starts with Reddit people digging up the deep down. Listen, Reddit is taking over 2021. Reddit, Reddit is not a site you want to mess with. Yeah, I think who said that? I think it was. Oh, these comments are moving quick over here. Child. I'm sorry, I didn't see who said that, but they said that they're going to give him a nice paid break. I believe that, because it has to go away. I think the more this is out there, the more traction it gets, the more, the more stuff is retweeted. Now he done put that apology up. I've seen that. First of all, I saw the apology on somebody else's Instagram before I was even able to see it on his, right? So it was on Instagram, it was on Twitter, it was on Facebook, it was everywhere before I could even get to his place, his page to see it. I didn't even have to go there because it was already several sources who already had it out. Like, I was getting notifications from People Magazine about this. This is big. This is big. I don't know if it's going to go away. And also, when things are out there, people who didn't have the confidence to speak on something before now will probably feel empowered to speak about certain things and certain experiences that they probably had with him that were, that can be viewed as, racist, misogynistic. You just don't know. You just really don't know. I always think in situations like this, especially if the person has no redeemable qualities, it's nice to disappear before too many people start talking. Let it die out. And I'm just talking business, right? Show business. Just let it die out. Let it die out and then come back later. Just quietly, start, hosting Bachelor in Paradise 2027. Just roll in on your wheelchair. Hey, I'm Chris Harrison and welcome to Paradise. Nobody would care about something you did, so long ago. Oh, wait, I said 2027. Like that's not 7. That's not 6 years. Ciao. What did I think was 2000? Lord, I want to go back. Melissa Evelyn said people hate Rachel too much. You think so? I think Rachel is really liked. I think she has a huge fan base. And it's not just in Bachelor Nation. She has a lot of young people from MTV. She has what other show? She has that podcast with the TMZ guy, Not Van Jones. So I think, she might have it in the bag. They would probably do that. Bachelor would do that. Look, with the movement for Black Lives Matter, with that gaining traction during the deepness of quarantine when we were really inside, they gave us 2 Black leads for their shows because of that. You don't know. You don't know. They always do that. Like if a man is on a network or something, is accused of like sexually assaulting women, what do? They bring in women to replace him. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with The Bachelor? I got a super chat. Oh, let me go on the other one and see it because I don't want to mess this up. I got a super chat from who? Gabby. Hey, Gabby. Gabby said, see, this is the problem. Gabby said, I don't respect Chris anymore. I used to think of him as like the wise older brother, but lately, nah. He's pale, male, and stale, just like okay. Okay, Gabby. Thank you for the super chat. See, this is the thing that happens, right? Chris has broken his trust with people who did not think he was like that. And that's unfortunately what happens to a lot of people of color who either was fond of a white person who has done something heinous, specifically when it's regarding race. It's just like, it's so disappointing. Like you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what's happening with a lot of, especially Black people who watch the show, who watch that interview. It's just like, Chris, not you, man, how upsetting, how disappointing. And that's really heartbreaking. It really, really is, because we have to do that so much. We, especially now, like as like millennial Black people, it's like everybody that we grew up watching on TV who was not Black is 99.9% of them has done something racist. And it's just like, really? Really? You were like the dad of all dads on sitcoms when I was growing up. Really? You? Like, Hollywood got to stop employing people like this. They really, really do, because you give them this platform, right? And then you give them this platform, you give them this money, you give them this power. And then like 20 years into their contract, they do something like this. But they've done stuff like this before. The network probably protected and did not, let that stuff get out, which is why I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of other stuff comes out. I just wouldn't be, because now is the time. I wouldn't be shocked if people are going to start talking about their experience and things that he said and things that he did, and say stuff like, oh, he was always like this. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. So who knows? Shout out to my moderators. Hey, Tony. Hey, Shonda. Kaya Peters said, you are about to lose your job because you are defending her for nothing. Guys, I'm telling you, it wasn't about Rachel. It was about him. He sees himself in her. Like the stuff that she has done, not saying the exact same thing, but Chris Harrison knows that he has done and probably said some things. And he basically wants her to be defended and protected, because he probably wants the same thing for himself. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people do that. When just like, oh no, that person didn't mean that. Oh no, they were just young. They were kids. They didn't know what they were saying. A lot of them are fighting like that for this person that they do not know because they have probably done something similar and they want the same grace. So they're like, trying to get the whole world to get behind, to forget about what this person did and redeem them and cover them because they know that they've done something similar. And if the tables are turned, they want to be treated that way as well. It's the same way how women, we look at men funny when like some famous guy comes out as having like raped several people, and then you see men start defending him and be like, oh, well, she went to the room. You'll be looking at the men like, why are you defending this so hard? Right? Like, why? He's convicted of rape. Why are you defending it? Well, she went to the room. She knew it was going to happen. Oh, okay. Let me not take a drink around you. You know what I mean? That's what's happening here, unfortunately. I think that he was really defending her because he has done something similar or believes that that's okay or believes that at that time, those things were okay because he was probably doing those things in 2018. Come on, child. We got a super chat from Nelly. Nelly said, what's CH? Are you talking about Clubhouse? Oh, you talking about Chris Harrison. Child. I said Clubhouse. Pray for me. Chris Harrison has been off since he screamed at Claire for blowing up The Bachelor. His true colors are showing. Baby, I'm telling you, I feel like it's not just going to be race stuff that comes out if this gets more momentum. I think women going to start saying stuff too. Because racism and misogyny, they're cousins. They reside within the same body, baby. The same body. It's the same demon. Same demon, different head. Ciao. Thank you, Shonda. Melissa Evelyn said the target audience would boycott if Rachel hosted. You think so? Bachelor Nation has surprised me a lot. So I'm not sure. Because you think because of the leads on this show and the cast, you would think that this fan base will be accepting of certain things. But I've been, shocked and really proud of Bachelor Nation. So we'll see. We will see how this goes. If he doesn't go away, or like if I would stop tweeting, all my social media I would get off, and I would start listening to my PR, the PR person on my team. I would start listening to my agent, and I would just wait for the call from the network because that's all you can do at this point. Because now racism is bad. Racism is bad in 2021. Plantation reenactment parties are bad in 2021. Unfortunately, in Chris Harrison's head, if this was 2018, what he said would be applauded. And I couldn't read the comment, but I could read just a bit of it. Somebody said that a lot of people are applauding him for what he is saying and doing. Who are those people, right? Does the network want to be associated with those people? Because that big MMA girl who was child, her Twitter and Facebook was insane. She was saying some crazy stuff, some crazy racist stuff on her Twitter and her Instagram and her Facebook. I think it's Gina Carlo or something. And she had such a cush job. She was on one of those Star Wars shows. And recently she posted something like a picture of a Jewish woman being beat by a Nazi and comparing herself to the Jewish woman being beat by the Nazis. And that was Disney's last straw. Okay. She got cut from the show and they are not, they have no intentions of ever working with her again. That's basically all of Disney. So who gonna book you? Disney on everything. So where are you gonna work after this? And there were a lot of people applauding her. But that crowd, right? That crowd of people, Disney don't want to be associated with that, right? So they're pretty fine with them being upset and saying that they're going to boycott Disney because who in the hell wants to be associated with that kind of community? Disney doesn't want to be associated with racism. Disney doesn't want to be associated with misogyny. Disney doesn't want to be associated with anti-Semites. Like, they don't want that. So they're okay with that community being upset. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Nelly said, Jubilee said that he was retiring, but I think she deleted her Instagram story. Guys, I would not be surprised. Because remember, he moved. He no longer lives in LA. He moved to Texas. Chris, you've been in Texas 2 minutes and you done lost your damn mind. You forgot where you work, baby. So he moved to Texas. So yeah, that could be the whole retiring thing where, it could be like, oh, this is my last season. And so instead of him being fired, he's able to retire like a police officer. You know what I mean? You kill a black person, you don't have to, you don't get fired. You're able to retire with your pension. Welcome to America. Oh, child. Oh, child. Oh, child. This is bad. So he might be retiring. Oh, we got a super chat. Another super chat. We got a super chat from Toya. Thank you so much, Latoya. Thank you, my love. So yeah, that could be it. That could be it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up to these comments as much as I can. I'm on a different page viewing these comments, and they're going really fast, and I don't know how to slow them down. Oh, Tracy is here. Tracy in the room. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Tracy. Shout out to my moderators. A Studio Chic said, if Betty White ever did anything, she better take it to the grave. That's the thing. Like, just pay off people who knows about your mess and be quiet. Be quiet. Just don't speak on stuff. He did not have to say any of that. He would just be like, you know what, Rachel? I don't have an answer for you. And that would have been it. But he just, he was going off about this woke army that attacks people. You mean oppressed people who were saying, I'm tired of this. This is enough. Don't do this to me. This is wrong. That's the woke army that you speak of? You mean people who actually watch this show and care about the outcome and care about the fact that this woman who was at a plantation party in 2018 is about to walk away with your first black bachelor? You don't think that that's concerning the optics of what we're about to see on this show? You don't think that that's something that people should say something about and at least bring up to the show? Okay. Nisa Queen said, I knew he was projecting the minute he went in that Republican rant. Girl, did he expose himself? He exposed himself so quick, but I realized, when I was watching it, I realized that he knew. He knew that he was exposing himself. So he was just like, and then I get it on the other side. I'm too liberal. I'm too that. I said, no, you don't. No, you do. Why are so many people so comfortable with being so evil? So evil. Because he agreed with everything that Rachel did because he does stuff like that. He doesn't want to be held accountable for the things that he says or does, right? Because if you can look at that and agree with it and not be there's a way to talk about it with grace, right? There's a way to just be like, that's inexcusable. And I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in what Rachel did. And I can understand Bachelor Nation feeling away. And I don't ever want anybody in Bachelor Nation to feel like they are not welcomed here and that we do not care about their feelings and how they feel about watching somebody who we handpicked to be on this show who has acted in such a way and participated in certain activities. I hear you guys. I totally understand. The show is still playing out. We have yet to talk to Rachel. Please wait until then. That's all he could have said. He chose violence instead because he saw himself. So he felt like he was being attacked. So what he did was go on the defense because Rachel was talking about him. Okay. Miss Rachel Lindsay, who he said, who do you think you are? He felt like he was talking to her. He felt like that she was talking to him about his situation. You exposed yourself, but you didn't even have to. So now everybody is thinking, what do you have? What did you do? I want to know what you did in the 70s. What's going on? What were you doing in the 70s, Chris Harrison, that we may not like? That's another thing. When stuff like this is excused, when people just like, oh, well, they were just very young. I didn't do racism when I was a kid. I wasn't at like, me and my friends weren't doing Holocaust reenactments. Like that wasn't something that we were doing. I wasn't going to parties like that. I knew what racism was at 18, 19, 20. Like when I was in college, I wasn't going to homophobic parties. I wasn't reenacting gay bashing. That's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Youth, to a certain extent, is an excuse. Not this. Not this. Rachel wasn't 7. Right? I remember I think it was probably I think it was 2019. Somebody was trying to cancel, this YouTuber because of something that they said when they were 9. Now listen, I read it and I got real heated, right? And then I looked at the date and I was like, oh, they were 9. Because it was ugly what they said, but you could tell that this child was in the presence of an adult who they heard that from. Like the person said something really heinous. I'm not going to bring it up here. But I was just like, this was a literal child just repeating some ignorance. You in college, you doing exams, you putting up whole parties. You knew where to order that plantation outfit from. You knew how to work the camera. You knew where to get that Native American outfit from. You knew what you was doing to them girls in school when you were bullying them for liking black guys. You know exactly what you were doing. You were not a child. Nobody was holding a gun to your head. Sundown Town Rachel knew what she was doing. Period. Period. Well, Christina Norman said he's so dumb. He was willing to curse his career and defend that girl instead because he was defending himself. Because in his mind, he's just like, if I don't defend this could be done to me. Why are you identifying with that behavior? Why are you defending that behavior? I can understand saying, let her have a chance. But the fact that he kept on saying this girl, like he kept on trying to like infantize her, like make her really, really young than what she already is. I'm like, this grown woman is going to hometowns. Okay. This grown woman is about to get dicked down by your bachelor. She is not a child. She knows exactly what she's doing. Forgive us for being concerned that she's taking this black man to a sundown town to meet her parents, where they do plantation parties. Child. Marcy B, what's up, Marcy B said if Rachel wins and they interview them both, it's gonna be white woman tears and weak gay Matt rubbing her back. But I don't think they will do that in the interview. Baby, it depends on how this all plays out. Because let me tell you something. I told you from the beginning, Matt is here for the coins and the fame. If he got a smart PR person, he is not going to be okay with this. He might be okay in private, but if he's smart enough, he will not let us know that he is. He will pull, no shade, but he will pull the Justin Timberlake and be like, oh, I had no idea. I'm so offended. I'm so shocked. I can't believe this is happening. I am disgusted that happened. If he's smart. If he not, okay, girl. Okay, Tyler, you better talk to your boy. He about to mess up your check. Damaris said, to be more specific, I mean like the whole situation with Ben becoming the Bachelor. People were mad because people felt that she had no place to say if he is ready or not. Yeah. Miss Xris, okay, says she was in her senior year. Oh, shoot. She wasn't even 19. She was in her senior year of college, so she was good in 22. Ciao. Simply just said, I cannot wait for Chris to be exposed. Internet, do your thing. That's, oh gosh. So sad and so disappointing. And honestly, I feel bad for the people who, it's not uncommon to watch these shows and develop some kind of relationship with the people that you watch on TV. Even if you're just watching a persona, it feels like, this person who is coming to your home every, let's say every Wednesday at 8 p.m., you feel like you're developing some kind of relationship with them, even if it's just a show. That's why TV is so good, because it makes you feel like you're a part of their world or they're a part of your world, right? So I know there are a lot of people who were deeply offended by what Chris Harrison said, who felt like they had some kind of relationship with him, especially if you've been watching the show for, the 20 some odd years that it's been on. So to those people, I'm so sorry, because I know that this is really disappointing and, hurtful for you. I'm somebody who, especially after moving out here, I stopped having heroes and people that I looked up to in this industry, because, it's all, for a lot of people, it's a facade, but I recognize that and I understand that because I've been there. I've lost so many faves, like, child, the stuff that this industry allows behind the scenes before it's ever brought to light. You'd be surprised, baby. But I will acknowledge that, and I know that there are people who are honestly probably really, really hurt by that, because it happens. Like with Bill Cosby, a lot of people were hurt and disappointed. I'm from Philadelphia. I knew. With Philly, already knew about him, but the rest of the world got a hold of that information. But a lot of people, there were grown men who were like crying, and I understood that, because for them, he was their dad, right? Dr. Huxtable was, a dad that they probably dreamed that they would have wanted to have, because they probably didn't have it in the home, or, you know what I mean? So I get that. That's when an actor or a show, it's doing its job, because we want you, the shows and the actors want you to feel that strongly about the performance that we do. That's how we know we did our job right. And that's what we love, that we've affected you in such a way that you love this character and you tune in every week to go on the journey with these characters. So don't feel bad if you feel some sort of way. How could you not, right? And it's unfortunate that he would throw that all away to defend ignorance. Really, really is. Shutting up is free. You should have just sat there and ate your food. Ciao. Lauren N said, apparently Rachel has been trying to make her statement for weeks, but production has stopped her. Chris Harrison said different on the interview. Maybe she has a team who's telling her to not say anything. To be honest with you, this all could have went away if she just said something. If she just posted her little apology on Instagram like Chris Harrison. But this is what I'm saying, guys. It has gotten so big because it has not been handled. And I think it has gotten to this point because the show did not want to do anything about Rachel because she won. Like Rachel, they're going to have this black man propose to her at the end. Oh my God. Oh, this is going to be so cringeworthy, but I will be there. I will say this, right? If the show was smart, I would be quarantining one of the black women that Matt cut for Sundown Town Rachel. I would be quarantining one of them right now, getting them ready to film so we can throw in some little iPhone footage and, give a twist that you guys didn't expect. Matt is, spending time with Rachel, and then suddenly he feels like he made the wrong decision, that something was off. His ancestors were speaking to him and he just could not go through with the relationship because he still was in love with Maggie. I don't know. Maggie, is the other girl, the sister with the shortcut, Chelsea, whoever. If I was y'all, I would be doing that right now. Child, if I was a producer on that show, I'd be like, quarantine that hoe. Quarantine her. We got to get some footage. Before this show is over, baby. That's exactly what I would do. And I would do a reunion special, outside. I would do it after the final rose. And this would be the final outcome. Listen, with everything that's out now and the fact that this is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you cannot have Rachel and Matt be the final result of this show. Woo! It can't. And poor Matt got to get woke in like 24 hours. I know, y'all afraid of the woke army, but he got to do something quick if he want to save his coins in his career. I Am Also Production said, I just got on this live. Thank you for being a real one and talking about this. I was on Twitter and the white woman was on there defending it. You know what? What's up with your Twitter? Because the white woman on my Twitter brought it to my attention. Ciao. There were so many of you guys on Instagram, white, black, Asian. Y'all all was like, girl, listen, we got to talk about Chris. Nisa Queen said, I know Chris got blackface photos. Oh, child. Delete them, Chris, and pay whoever if that's something you have. Because the way he was talking, I don't know what he has in his past, but he did something. He is guilty of something because the way he was defending Rachel, I'm like, there's no way that you have not done something similar. You're defending it like it was you, Chris. You were way too passionate about that. You were passionate in a way that we have never seen you. I've never seen him nasty like this. I've never seen him passionate about this. Even when he was talking about like bullying and slut shaming and all that stuff, I've never seen him like this. He was out of himself because I felt like he was defending himself. Ciao. Oh, a lot of you are saying that the Bachelor Nation don't like Rachel. I didn't know that. Oh, no, that's unfortunate. A Funny Game Production said there is a huge racist following in Bachelor Nation. I have seen it. I will say this, though. I was brought to this show because of Rachel, right? So my community of Bachelor Nation people that I have built have been from that season. And there have been like, it's just a mixture, but I personally haven't seen that, but a lot of you have been on this journey longer than I have. So I'm going to listen to y'all. Child, he got to pay that college tuition. You're right, Cookie. You messing up the family money. Oh, God. Thank you, Latoya. Latoya Sherman said, thanks, NikkiStar, for telling the truth. That's what I'm here for. Thank you all for giving me the tea. MC said, we really don't want JoJo for host, by the way. She's not that far off from him politically, and her man has a documented past of being homophobic. He campaigned against, he campaigned against LGBTQ rights in his college time. Y'all were doing some awful things in college. How did y'all have the time? I was working a full-time job and going to college in New York City, baby. I ain't had no time for mess. I did not have no time. I don't know how y'all had time for plantation parties. How y'all had time for parties? Phew, a lot of y'all had different college experiences. It was a hustle for me. I was hustling. Miss Brown said Ashley Spivey, I think, has already been reaching out and interviewing Batch alumni who have been done wrong. I'm sure more people will show up the longer this mess stays in there. I don't know who Ashley is, but I'm going to find her stuff. Afua, hey, babe. Afua said, honestly, I don't think I could watch another season if he stays on. I think they're going to retire him. I think they're going to, nicely fire him and just call it retirement. Nisa Queen said, yeah, the target audience for that show is very white. Even Rachel said her season had one of the lowest ratings. Oh, wow. I did not know that. Hold on. I got a super chat. Who I got a super chat from? I got a super chat from Gabby. Hey, Gabby. Gabby said Rachel L. was made the Black History Professor of Batch Nation, and that pisses off conservative white ladies. LOL. That's why they don't like her. Ciao. Me had no idea. I will say this. Chris Harrison said something about, now people are coming after her politically. Nobody cares about where you stand politically. It's where you stand in life in general, right? There are conservative people who are not racist, who are not attending plantation parties, who are just not being awful people. I think it's very ignorant, in my opinion, of Chris Harrison to throw that out and make it seem like it's a political thing, and it's not the fact that these people are just being extremely awful and hiding behind being a conservative because you just can't be an outright racist anymore. So that's what they do. They hide behind these labels, or and they won't outright say that they're white supremacists or racist, and say, "Oh no, I'm a conservative," because like that's the new code word for oh well, I'm a racist, right? But you won't say that. You'll say that in close company, but when everybody else, oh, they're just doing that to me because I'm conservative or because I'm a Republican. No, we're saying that because of what the hell you're tweeting, what you're putting out there, what you're saying, what you're doing to people. You're trying to hide behind a group so that you can send a signal out to them that they're attacking all of us. Let's get out there and let's fight for this together. No, we're coming after you because of what you said and what you did. Don't try to throw conservatives and Republicans and white people and all that stuff in there, whatever you want to do, to call up those communities that you believe have power so they can protect you in your ignorance. No, let's deal with you. You don't want to said that stuff. You don't want to did that stuff. That's why people are coming after you. Don't send a dog whistle to a community so they can come and fight for you. Oh no, let's deal with you and your mess. And not try to make it everybody else, because that's what he was doing. He was trying to make it seem like the woke army is coming after, conservatives on the show. No, there's a lot of conservatives on that show. We know, we see. Hannah Brown. He brought her up too. I had to protect Hannah. Hannah said the N-word. She knows she's not supposed to say that. She knows that she got rightfully dragged and she is still living. Still happy, still collecting coins, still getting a bunch of likes and followers on Instagram. She's fine. But she got checked for something that she did that was wrong, period. You don't want people to be held accountable for things that you've done, things that you agree with, Chris, things that you probably still do. You don't want those people to be held accountable for that, because then you'll have to be held accountable. He was out there saving his neck. It had nothing to do with Sundown Town Rachel. I Am Also Production said, Chris has done over 20 years of this series. He should have enough money for college tuition. Yeah, but you got to keep that lifestyle up. That's the thing that happens. They get into this little, wealthy 1% kind of lifestyle, and you don't realize you got to keep on making that money to stay where you're at. So that all that money, that he probably has a lot of money. Yes, he does. He got to keep on making that money to sustain that lifestyle. Because all of that money with the living in an efficiency in like Philadelphia, you'll be set for life. But no, you're not living in an efficiency in Philadelphia. You're living in a state in Texas. You got to keep on making that Bachelor money. Yeah, Gina Carano. Thank y'all. I thought her name was Gina Giancarlo or something. The Mandalorian. Thank y'all. Yeah, that post that she put up about Jewish people was sick. That was so sick. I was like, oh, girl, what's wrong with your mind that you just did not stop to think that maybe you shouldn't post this? Whew. I would have said I got hit in the head too many times. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That picture was so disgusting that she posted. How could you post that and be okay? How could you look at that and think like, oh, yeah, this is something that people will agree with? What's wrong with your communities? That's why we always say you need to diversify your communities. If everybody in your community is like you, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. You got to have difference of opinions and identities, because you're only seeing the world from what you can experience. If you're in a community where everybody looks, acts, and thinks like you will never know anything different. So if everybody is saying the same thing that's probably awful outside of the community, you won't know. So you got to diversify your community. You got to get out of your town. You got to get out of your neighborhood. You got to get out of your city. You must travel. You have to travel. Go see the rest of the world. Ciao. Alexis gave your girl a super chat. Alexis said, after that interview, I am done with the show. See, this is what's happening now. I will just be watching your reviews. Oh, thank you. I can't enjoy it after this. That's exactly what's happening. He killed a lot of people's experiences with this show, unfortunately. Thank you so much, Alexis. We'll always be here for you at NikkiStar TV. Ciao. I'm like, do I have any? Listen, Chris got people thinking. I'm just like, do I have anything? No, I'm not like that Star Wars girl. I don't have I don't keep pictures in my phone of oppressed people being assaulted. That picture, guys, I'm not going to show you that picture, but it was just real. It was real sick. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, you posted that? You have that just sitting in your phone? What the hell is wrong with you? Oh. Okay, it's time to go. I got you. Thank you. Let me just get down to the bottom. K. Smith said they have to drop Chris. Disney, take the wheel. Disney don't play. Disney don't care who you are. If this gets traction, I think they might retire him. And I think, oh God, Chris, please, if you get retired / fired, please don't become that guy that starts a right-wing podcast. Please don't become an InfoWars. Don't do that to your career. Don't do that to your career. Sit and enjoy your money, invest your money, maybe be a silent investor in certain shows. Don't ruin your career by jumping on Parler and stuff like that. Don't do it. Don't sully a 20-year career being foolish and angry. Don't do it. Gina Carlo, a something. Shadia M said, bring back Flavor of Love, right? Love that show. Virgo EJO said, I was already done with the show, just watching because of the first Black Bachelor, but this is the icing on the cake. Bye, Bachelor Nation. I'm out. I'm sorry, guys. Caitlin Weaver, hey girl, said, but the most disgusting part is that Chris Harrison was saying that Rachel would grill Rachel on the Bachelor podcast. Yes, I heard that too. Right? Calling her aggressive. Why does the person of color need to have that conversation? Exactly. Because basically they want to turn Rachel's podcast into Red Table Talk, where white people can go and be redeemed for, their racist, folly. That's what they want her to do. When white people in Bachelor Nation mess up, they want them to go on Rachel's podcast, have Rachel be the representative of everybody Black, cuss her out, get her together, and then allow her to apologize. And now she's redeemed. Don't do it, Rachel. Don't do it. Vivi said he's going to go into politics. Oh, God. Don't become that guy. Don't become James Woods. Don't do it. Marcy B said the Women Tell All will be a PSA about bullying. They won't mention this. Yeah, because I think it was already filmed because Chris Harrison talked about it. So it'll be about bullying. It won't be about Rachel, I think. K. Smith said hoops for the Bachelorette. Are you talking about hoops for Flavor of Love, K. Smith? I would like to see it, though. Tracy, one of my moderators, said his petition is at 24K to have him removed. It's going to get traction. It's going to get traction. Who knows? Who knows? This is so insane. I Am Awesome Productions said, who could take Flavor of Love's place and Flavor's place in the Flavor of Love? Let's discuss. Who's out there? It would have to be a rapper. But you know what? These rappers today, I don't know, girl. Future. Yes. Alexis said they should vet their cast better. They definitely should. The Baby. Oh, The Baby will be great. Oh my God. I Am Awesome Productions. That is actually great. That's great casting. The baby would be good for a new, flavor of love kind of show with starring the baby. That would be great. He would be great on that show. But you can't sleep with them women on that show, the baby. So I don't know. Nisa Queen said they already filmed Women Tell All before this. Yeah, so it won't be addressed. Bow Wow said he would do the Bachelor of Ass. You know what? I would tune in. I would tune in. Yes, Lauren, Chris did say that. Chris was like, oh, well, Rachel wasn't at the Women Tell All. I'm like, so you're telling us that she's like one of the top two. Y'all defending this chick because she won. She won. She's Sundown Town. Rachel is walking off that show with a black man. Oh. Ciao. Wendy Sims. I would say DC Youngfly, but I think he's like about to get married to his baby mama. But he would be great as well. He would be great as well. Listen, if the baby mama if she's down to let him make some coins, let him do the show. Shadia M said Becca should be the one to collect Sundown Town Rachel. Absolutely. Rachel shouldn't. But she couldn't get her man Garrett together. You're right. It won't be her. It won't be anybody on that show. Alexis Chillington said, why can't the baby sleep with the woman? Matt is busting it down because it's just going to get messy. It's going to get messy with the baby. Tracy said, not little Uzi Vert with that infinity stone in his head. See, that's what I'm saying. These rappers be doing some drugs, some hard drugs. So I don't know. My pick is either Future or the baby for the flavor of love. A show like that. Yeah, but you guys are right. If Becca couldn't get Garrett together, she's not going to get. If Becca couldn't get Garrett together, she's not going to get Rachel together. Hold on. We got a super chat from Sway Bay in Anime. Sway Bay in Anime said, MC Hammer of love. Thank you, Sway Bay in Anime. But MC Hammer is happily married to his wife of 40 years? That woman has been with him since the beginning. He was happily married when we were introduced to MC Hammer. MC said, wait, wasn't the baby with that girl that's singing Yellowbone? Yeah, but he just dumped her. Yellowbone ain't what he wants. Hey, not anymore. Oh, Kimberly, it would be such a great show with Future. It would be such a great show with Future. If I was a producer, I would do that show. I would get him on it, and any network would pay for that. Nandy Bryan said, I really don't like how Rachel has to always address the racial issues within the Bachelor franchise. Do these white people not know any better? No, I don't. I think she's the only one who's vocal about it. There's a lot of Black people in Bachelor Nation, but they won't speak up on it. You remember what Tasia did when Ivan was trying to talk about Black Lives Matter? She cried and was just like, oh, it's so sad. And that was it. You think Tasia and Matt gonna be able to lead that conversation? Rachel is one of the only ones who is vocal about it and stands in her truth. She's the only one. So I don't think she has to do it. I think she does it because that's who she is and she knows it's the right thing to do. But there are a lot more Black people in Bachelor Nation who can speak out, but they won't. And I think it's because a lot of them depend on the popularity from this show to stay relevant. But Rachel got her hand in so many pots. She don't need Bachelor Nation. She doesn't need the show. She got multiple checks coming in, multiple streams of income. I told y'all that she was going to be one of the most successful bachelorettes ever. She's the only one who took the momentum from this show and flipped it. Hold on. Yeah, Ivan is he's very active talking about social justice issues. Mario J said, it makes me sad that Black women always have to do the emotional labor when it comes to addressing racism and races. Very true. Pseudo Chic said they don't even have to promote future all his baby mamas will do that on Instagram. Oh, that would be a show. Taylor Nolan is speaking out. Who is Taylor Nolan? Taylor Nolan Bachelor. Oh, good for her. Good for her. MC said Tasia on a podcast says she didn't talk politics, who voted for who on her season, but she also said she talked about Black Lives Matter, maybe referring to the Ivan talk. Yeah. Sonia Lee said check out Black Bachelorette's Instagram where she roast. Oh, I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Buddy said, isn't Rachel the one who is the journalist? If she is, then she will get a job at Fox News for sure. Oh, listen to the thing. Chris didn't have to say anything. Rachel is going to be fine. That's what I'm saying. Cancel culture never really happens. Oh, shoot. I got to go. This is my agent, y'all. I'm sorry. I got to get off of here. I love y'all. Love you guys. Let's end the stream. I got to go. Bye. Thank you for joining me.